Alright guys, welcome back. Of course, Ascended StarCraft League Prime action here for you. We've got these two great players starting off on Overgrowth, so let's get right into the player introductions. Spotting in the bottom left-hand corner is representing Yowie Flash Wolves, the blue Protoss player, PartinG. And his Terran opponent, spotting in the top right-hand corner of this map. Spotting in the top right-hand corner of this map, representing Root Gaming, your red Terran player, SuperNova. And PvT action for us here under the way. Of course, the first two series of this evening saw both of these players as losers, unfortunately, but they find themselves here. PartinG opening with a gate, and we have some craziness going down already. Root SuperNova getting right to the chase with things, and he's going to proxy 2 racks, maybe even 3, but it looks like just 2 for now. I'm going to go ahead into that bunker rush, and well, a gas taken, 2 gases taken, so not too shabby for PartinG if he wants to get out. You know, some units here early on, of course, going with the early gateway. Getting a pylon down, nothing crazy, nothing, no cannon rush this time around from him. Of course, he's playing against the Terran. That'd have something to do with it. Just to get right into things, as these barracks finish up, PartinG, of course, losing to Hydra 2-1. One of them was a failed cannon rush, and SuperNova losing 2-0 to Axiom Impact. And I actually got it right that time. But of course, whoever loses this is officially out, and PartinG was our Season 3 champion, so we might see an early exit for him if SuperNova is able to take this best-of-3 series for us. Marines on the way. The barracks have finished up. Orbital Command just about to finish up as well for him. And so far, Yowie Flash Wolves PartinG seems to have no idea what's going on, but he seems to be perfectly okay with that. SCVs have been pulled. It looks to be about 6 of them in total, making their way, 5 of them rather, making their way across the map. We're going to see the SCV train, well, Soul Train. This is a different type of Soul Train. SCVs actually have human souls, and I think Immortals have Zealot souls in them. Regardless, the probe is going to see what's going on right now. That's enough for him. He says he's going to get the hell out of Dodge. Bunker going down at the main ramp, at the top of the ramp. And no Mothership Core out just yet. It is being chrono boosted out as these probes are going to start dancing. That means it's going to take a little bit, at least, for Photon Overcharge to reach the ability to go off. Of course, he's going to need 100 energy. He's only got 53 just yet. Probe's getting pulled now. 1-2 goes down as the Mothership Core tries to go to work on some of these SCVs. Another bunker getting thrown down, and this is actually looking pretty dangerous right now. Stalker is making its way out, but with the supporting SCVs, bunker already done. It seems like the micro ability for our Root SuperNova Terran player seems to be at least infinite at the moment. Trying to get that forward bunker finished. PartinG microing his little heart out with those probes, trying to get the surround of the bunker, not doing it. Back and forth go these two players in a game of a little bit of StarCraft seesaw, as it were. Jesus, PartinG's Stalker able to get a couple free shots against these SCVs. More Marines start the way. Now they're in the forward bunker. Another forward bunker going down. No Photon Overcharge just yet. We're at 84 energy for him. More Marines joining the fight. More SCVs coming across the way and soaking up the damage as they do just in time. 2 Stalkers are the defense here. We have enough SCVs to make these bunkers work, it seems. We got 4 Marines in the outside. That bunker is going to work on the Nexus here. Almost enough energy for the Photon Overcharge. We're going to see it in about 1 second, and there it goes. Oh, he still had to deploy it. Deploy your Photon Overcharge. There it goes, PartinG. Okay, finally, that SCV goes down. No more bunker for you. And has PartinG held? So SuperNova's not really able to do much more than this. That bunker is going to go down eventually, but how many probes have died at the cost? What is the cost, you might say? The bunker isn't going to get canceled. It actually gets shot, so that's 100 minerals. Of course, I don't think SuperNova's too worried about that much. He's not producing. Now he's just producing SCVs again. 2 more Marines and more SCVs on the way, trying to make it happen. I don't know if this was enough. 12 more probes on the mineral line, cornering out more. These 3 Stalkers are going to be in and out on this bunker, taking a little bit of hull damage that they might not necessarily need to take. 2 more gateways getting thrown down. Marines are pushing here. They have to make something work. Is he able to do it? A bunker, forward bunker getting placed down. The micro ability of these Marines are going to have to come to the test here. The probes pulled off the line. Going to get right on top of these Marine Stalkers, microing and kiting from the back. Mothership Core getting a little bit targeted down. Not enough. Probes are almost all dead now. Is he going to be able to make it work? There's only 3 left mining. The Mothership Core is still alive, of course, but now the bunker is canceled. So SuperNova making it happen, it seems. A very, very close game right now. Those 2 extra gateways, I think, were canceled. Yeah, it looks like they were, because I don't think he has enough right now. He needs to be producing probes. This bunker's still alive, but there are 5 Stalkers microwaving their little hearts out, and I think they're going to be able to do it because they can kite these Marines ad infinitum them for days. More SCVs on the way, a reactor, so maybe SuperNova was able to get enough done. He, of course, has mules, but this is a lot of Stalkers. Mothership Core still alive. Now they're going to start making their way across the map and seeing if he can do any damage. A bunker going down in the main for SuperNova to try and shore up his main. That Marine is going to die, but what little it could have done anyway, it was probably going to get chased down by these Stalkers no matter what. Of course, they are faster than Marines. These other Marines are hauling their little butts back, trying to get into this bunker here on the main ramp. Craziness going down in game 1 of this best-of-3 series. SuperNova trying to make things happen, but it looks like PartinG has held. In fact, one Marine is going to die, and this Marine looks like just about dead. SuperNova calling the GG, tapping it out. Yoey Flash Wolves, Protoss player PartinG going to go ahead and take game 1 in stellar fashion on Overgrowth. Failed 2 racks. What can you do? It almost happened. Back. It's Secret Spring here, and something funky seems to be going down right off the start from one of these 2 players. So we're going to go ahead and get right into these player introductions, spawning in the lower left-hand corner of the map. It is currently up 1-0 over his Terran opponent, the blue Protoss player representing Yoey Flash Wolves, PartinG. And his opponent, who is currently proxy reapering his opponent, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Secret Spring, the red Terran player currently down 1-0, trying to make it happen in 2 cheeses in a row. It is representing Root Gaming, SuperNova. And I called for something a little bit more standard. That's what I wanted to see, and I'm not going to see it. Instead, we've got a Barracks proxied, and it's going to be a Reaper because we already have a gas taken at home for him. Currently, there are not any indicators from PartinG that he's going to scout anytime soon, and especially not see the location. So, of course, this map is pretty great for Reapers. There's so much surface area on the outskirts of this main for you to get your little guy up and about inside. Cybernetics core going down, so he's not going for a 1-git expand, so that is relatively good news, and typically PartinG does that, so it's not like he's straying too far away from his typical playstyle. SuperNova going to try and get some damage done here with the Reaper as he goes ahead and makes another barracks back home, just in case he's scouted, and of course, 2 barracks better than 1. He's still producing SCVs, so it looks like a little bit of 1-base action, at least for now, coming out of our red Terran player. Meanwhile, PartinG is continued producing probes. He's got a Stalker and a Zealot on the way. Now he should know what's going on because at 3:30, a Reaper has entered his base and has almost gotten 1 kill, gone ahead and taken the whole damage of a probe all the way down to 1 shot remaining. And he's going to take 1 off gas, so that's a pretty big pickup already. That's going to require PartinG, of course, to put 1 more back on there, but he does rather quickly instead. Mothership Core comes out, and for now, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a halt to this Reaper play. Another Reaper on the way. I don't know exactly where else SuperNova would go with the barracks that close. You're not going to put an add-on on it and try and get any upgrades. Factory going on back home, so likely to be some early Widow Mines, and a bunker placed at the main ramp of his main as the Mothership Core PartinG is going to make its way across the middle of the map to see what he can see. 2 Reapers are going to go ahead and hop up into the main ramp of Yoey Flash Wolves PartinG from SuperNova. Going to go ahead and start to work on these probes once again, taking another one out. Of course, 2 Reapers will 3-shot a probe. And they get out of the hell out of dodge as 2 Stalkers make their presence known. The Mothership Core is going to go ahead and come across here and start working on the bunker. Now it's targeting the SCV is what it needed to be targeting. Instead, he's going to be able to live, and just barely in time gets himself inside of the bunker. 2 Marines out already for him in the main. They need to keep themselves alive. They, of course, will lose to a Mothership Core. This isn't great news for him, but the SCVs are going to auto-repair on each other for now, it seems, as the 2 Marines are going to stutter step against the Mothership Core. He needs at least 4 Marines, I believe, will take out a Mothership Core. If he had 3, it would have been way better. Regardless, this is a position that Flash Wolves PartinG, I keep calling him Flash Wolves PartinG, I just like it. He represents the Flash Wolves, is liking. PartinG is liking this position. That Marine is actually might be able to, but the Time Warp is super key to being able to stop that Marine from getting the final shot off on the Mothership Core. Supplies are pretty even, but a Factory is going to go ahead and proxy lifted into the natural of his Protoss opponent, SuperNova, saying, you know what, we're not done yet, just enough. Just chill, because I'm drawing your attention away from your main with these Reapers, and a Widow Mine is just going to walk his way down. He waddling his way down. Let's see if PartinG can react just in time. He doesn't see it. Okay, now he pulls probes, and a massive detonation. That is 8 kills for the Corporal of a Widow Mine, taking PartinG down to 27. And also, I believe the Widow Mine scouted the Templar Archives, or rather the Twilight Council. So that's going to be a great pickup in two ways for SuperNova, as another Widowmine waddles his way out into the natural. He's going to just have enough time to burrow before anything kills him. Those two Stalkers, of course, now see where the factory is, and this is absolutely annoying because, well, Protoss can't really do much about it for now, except for maybe deal with the Widowmine in your mineral line. 16 kills for the captain. He could have maybe pulled probes a little bit when the timing happened, reset. I don't know. That's rough. Blink about to finish up, so Flash Wolves PartinG is going to go ahead and stick with the tried and true method of his Blink play. The Mothership Core is still on the other side of the map, has made sure that he has seen the expansion. That Widowmine is going to go off, and that one, of course, get one more kill. Unburrows. Now he's going to burrow again. Oh my god, he's halting. There's the... Oh my god! All right, welcome back, Ding It TV world. Of course, we're on ASL Prime. This is the best of 3 between these two players, and it is just about as fun as you can imagine. Some cheesiness going down from our Terran opponent, so let's get right... Oh, not this game, but he has for the past 2 games, but we will get right into these player instructions for you. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Expedition Lost. Of course, losing last game to tie the series 1-1. It is representing Yoi Flash Wolves, the blue Protoss player, PartinG. And his opponent in top right, with one of the most MVP Widowmines I think I've ever seen in the history of my casting of StarCraft. It is representing Root Gaming, the Red Terran player, SuperNova. And last game was just about as clutch as it could be, if you could have a single unit ask for it. And if you're going to cheese twice in a row, what's the cheesiest thing a cheesy player can do? And that is macro, and that is holding true here as he's gone for what appeared to be a 14 CC on the low ground, or was it a 13? Regardless, he's going to go ahead with a 15 racks and now producing a 16 SCV. He's going to go ahead and scout with that SCV down, and he's going to pretty much like what he sees if he goes and notices that there haven't been 2 gases taken, and if PartinG doesn't take another gas by the time he gets there. Cybernetics Core just about to finish up. PartinG, of course, likes to get a Cybernetics Core before he likes to get any sort of expansion going on. And he might be doing a 1-base still. It might be getting some 1-base action going on. So he's going to actually rally his Mothership Core right across the map. Maybe has a pretty good idea of what's going on and what's coming from his Terran opponent. Stalker on the way. And, of course, the SCV is going to come in and see the Mothership Core and Stalker. So he knows what he's up against for now. Might need to get some units out here and might need to get them in position pretty quickly, because against a command center first, Stalker and a Mothership Core making their way across the map, first things first, is actually a brilliant call. Bunker going down at the top of the main, or the natural ramp, and it looks like SuperNova is going to go ahead and get an SCV to check for any proxies. This bunker is looking like it's not going to finish in time for this Marine to go ahead and get in. He's going to start to go to work. The Stalker is on the Marine and the SCV. That SCV is going to die before he's able to finish it just in time, but we're going to have an SCV, a slight SCV pull, as well as the Marine, and that bunker is going to finish just in time to section out the Stalker and get the Marine in it. So it might look like things are done, but I bet you that Stalker and Mothership Core just go right up into the natural, or the main ramp rather. 1 SCV down, 2 SCVs down, 3 SCVs down, one Marine down, and well, this is not looking too great for SuperNova. 2 Marines at a time, 1 still in the bunker. Of course, he's going to have to pull all of his SCVs to deal with this, except for 2. Those 2 Marines are going to die almost instantly. Getting the 3rd Marine on the action, he's also going to die rather shortly. Now nothing can shoot up, and aside from what he can do in order to get Marines out as quickly as possible, he's just going to have to pull these SCVs and try and wrap their way around these 2 Stalkers, and it doesn't look like it's actually going to be able to happen. These 2 Marines are finally, looks like they're going to be able to take out that Mothership Core, and he's sectioned off the, wow, no, the Mothership Core is a beast. He's got 6 kills on him, and so many SCVs have gone down, and it doesn't look like the SCVs are really going to be able to kill these Stalkers anytime soon. 2 more Marines popping out for you, and it looks like SuperNova is finally going to be able to deal with this, but he's auto-repairing the SCVs on themselves, so he needs them to go ahead and deal with these Stalkers. You know, it's a little bit of a miss micro right now. He's not really making the decisions he needs to make. And unfortunately, we just have more Stalkers making their way into the main, as well as a natural at home taken for our Protoss player. So it's a little interesting call from SuperNova. Made a little bit of a mismanage on those on the micro from his units. Now it's kind of paying dividends because he's managed to keep some of his SCV core alive to at least get a semblance of his economy back up and running. But everything went in PartinG's favor this match, at least in the beginning of this part of the map, and really making things happen back home with the Twilight Council on the way. The tried and true Blink Stalker out of 2 base Protoss is pretty damaging sometimes if you can get it done, and especially this guy, he knows how to do it well. So 2 more gateways added on. We're going to start amping up the pressure here pretty soon. One pretty key thing, the SCV is going to go ahead and get in and might get a scout. Sees the extra gateways. Is he going to see the Twilight Council? Did he see it? Nope. Where was it? Yeah, he did. Okay, if he was able to click on it, he saw the Twilight Council. My bad. So yeah, I thought that was a gateway being made, and I thought the Twilight Council was down to the lower part of the map, but it wasn't. So he knows what he's up against now, and he's got a couple Marines out. SuperNova's getting these Marines across to try and deal with this Stalker. Of course, the best way to deal with Blink Stalkers is, well, a combination of a couple things, but I would say is to have a good offense if you can really keep those Stalker numbers on the DL out in the open. You don't want them cutting you off and getting you out into your main. Unfortunately, all of these Marines are going to get out microed because they obviously cannot shoot as far as these Stalkers at, and every single one of them is going to die. And this is huge. I don't know why he's letting this happen so easily, but SuperNova kind of decided, well, if I take my Marines back, they're all going to die no matter what, so I might as well just A-move and see what happens. The Mothership Core is going to go ahead and start to work on these ice rocks outside of the main of SuperNova. SuperNova throwing out a supply depot in range, I believe, so he's going to be able to scout that just in time. Stim is, no, combat shields on the way, so no Stim just yet. Combat shields, of course, a bit more of a defensive thing. Going to go ahead and give those Marines 25 more hit points, and those might be key here as Blink is pretty close to finishing up. Get a couple of chrono boosts on these warp gates, rather. A bunker is going down right next to the supply depot, so SuperNova appears to know what's going on. He's got a Marauder within this force, and it's not a super healthy dose of Stalkers just yet, but of course, we're going to wait for that forward pylon to get into action here and the economy to really pick up. You know, you're about to see 6, 7, 8 added on once they start warping in here and these ice rocks are done away with. Once he gets the Stalker number that he wants, of course he's gonna use that extraordinary PartinG Blink micro to his advantage here, and now he's gonna be making his way up to the base. Of course, a Marauder in the Marauder in the bunker rather. The 2 Marauders get picked off trying to get into the bunker range, and you know what? This looks about as bad as it could be potentially for SuperNova. He doesn't have enough units to deal with this, and the Blink Stalker Myco one at it back at the time, losing a couple unnecessarily, and a great Blink forward is able to trap all the units out of the bunker. GG is called from SuperNova, and PartinG showing he's not a stranger to the innovative play himself. Blink Stalker on Expedition lost.